Alright, everybody, what it is, it's your boy Black Caesar, aka Champagne Pete, aka Caesar Alamo, now I'm saying, aka Lucky Luciano, and you're now tuned in to Ignorant Banter, and I'm going to let my co-host introduce himself.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Crazy Pete, aka Haitian Rice and Beans, aka Legume, aka Malta Boy, aka Carnation Milk, aka Sports Shake, aka Zoe Boy. We're here. This is our second episode. Season 1. We're live.
We live, baby.
What's going on, Caesar?
New week, same old shit. The world is going crazy, and we're going to talk about that. We got a lot of new updates, a lot of new interesting topics, and we're going to start off with what we're reading, watching, listening. Anything good on Crazy P? What you watching?
Man, right now I'm watching the Carmichael show by Gerard. He's a comedian, man. He's pretty good. He's fairly new, at least to me, you know.
Yeah, he's like new school comedy, right?
Kind of has a Chappelle vibe in a way, you know. Obviously, he's not Chappelle, but he has a Chappelle kind of vibe to him. And the show is good, man. Like, so the show hits all kind of topics from Black Lives Matter to, you know, being black in America to, you know, all kinds of shit. So,
yeah, I got a chance to see a couple of episodes, and it seems like each episode was centered around a relevant topic, like something relevant and conscientious, and they, even though there was a lot of jokes, but everything had like a deep theme to it.
Yeah, it's been dubbed the new Cosby Show, so hopefully that stands to be true. But yeah, so far it's pretty good, man. The guy from Get Out is in there, so that's good. Yeah, what about you?
Not the main guy, but the TSA guy, right?
Yeah, the funny guy, the comic relief. Yeah. I thought he was T-Pain's brother at first, to be honest with you. But
I'm watching Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, new season.
That show's weird, yo.
It's a very weird show. I have to put it out there. That show is weird. It makes me feel like I'm on 5 Xannies, even though I don't do drugs. But that's how I feel.
So with the black guy always wearing a fucking dress and shirt.
Yeah, Titus. So basically, Titus is, in my opinion, Titus is the best part of the show. Like, he's random, he's funny, he's out there. Everything else, like the dialogue in the show when it comes to Titus is on point, and then everything else is weird. It's just really trippy. But somehow I keep watching it. I don't know what it is, but I keep watching it. Not for the other characters, but because Titus has the best part in the show.
Yeah, I haven't seen really. My wife loves that show, so that's how I kind of saw the black guy in the dress. But yeah, I don't really watch it.
You know what he was doing in the dress? He was reenacting Beyonce's Lemonade. That's what he was doing.
True.
Yeah, but maybe out of context it looks crazy, but in context it's pretty funny. New music? Man,
this is gonna be a shocker because I know episode 1 we talked about mumble rappers. And I'm not sure if this guy's a mumble rapper. His name's Kyle. He has the joint out right now called I Spy with Lil Yachty. That song is whatever. You know what I mean? It's whatever. But his other stuff is actually kind of good. Like, he can actually rap and, you know, put on a good song. So I've been listening to his other stuff, right? That's not really mainstream, but yeah, he's pretty good. And he doesn't mumble. I can hear all his words. So that's a plus, you know what I mean?
So that's not him on the hook. That's Lil Yachty.
That's him doing I think that's him doing the I Spy part. But you know what? Like, Lil Yachty has a very distinct voice. So when he comes on, you know it's him. You know what I mean? So
okay.
So the guy who's clear on the song is Kyle. The guy who sounds, you know, kind of crazy is Lil Yachty. But
gotcha, because you know Lil Yachty does the singing thing too. So I figured that was probably him. But all right, I'll check him out.
And honestly, if that song was made without Lil Yachty, it would still be a hit, I think. You know what I mean? So that's just my opinion. But yeah, man, he has an album out. He has a few songs. He got a song with Chance the Rapper. So yeah, he's really pretty good, which is very surprising, to be honest with you. So
I don't expect much out of these mumble rappers nowadays, but Sometimes I know their beats are always on point. Sometimes you just vibe to it without like really paying attention to like background music while you're cleaning, and their songs are they're pretty good for that.
But just to clarify, Kyle is not a mumble rapper because I can clearly understand what he's saying. So I think people are like any of these new kids that come out, people just dub them to be mumble rappers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, automatically labeled.
Yeah. So I feel like if you can hear what they're saying throughout the whole song, they are not mumble rappers. You know what I mean? But definitely, like Lil Yachty is a mumble rapper. You know what I mean? But so
I think it has to do with topic too. Are a lot of his topics like when you listen to him rhyme? Is it just him putting words together, or is there actually a pattern to it?
It's more like girl love, high school love. So his rap flow is good. As far as content, it's not really deep. You know what I mean? So it's like happy rap is what I would call it. You know what I mean? So like it's happy rap. It's talking about girls. It's talking about high school and shit like that. So, but you can clearly understand what this guy is saying, which I think is big. So,
yeah, no, that's a step up. That's absolutely a step up from the other rappers. And like we mentioned last episode, I still think that mumble rap is the best venue for conscious shit. You really could be spitting a lot of conscious shit and a lot of conspiracy shit, and no one would even know. People would just be vibing to that shit. Like, if you could honestly say, all my friends are dead, push me to the edge, and you have people vibe to it, then I don't see why you can't just be spitting some real truth,
I agree. I mean, there's no space right now for, a mumble rapper talking about conscious stuff. So, hey, if the next guy that comes out is talking about, real shit, but mumbling, but saying, at least a few words here and there that we understand is conscious, that's a new lane you could have right there, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So, you spit some shit and you're like, impeach Trump. He's guilty with Russia. And then you just go back to mumbling. Just subconsciously, you're just throwing shit out there. I think that's the best venue, but we might be asleep. I don't know, or people might be asleep on that whole concept. But if that happens, you know where you heard it first. Ignorant Banter, where we say ignorant shit.
Yo, I got another weird shit to say, bro. Eddie Murphy, I don't know if you guys know, but he went through this phase where he like went into music and tried to make music shit in the 80s, 80s, 90s, even recently. And he has a song called Oh Ja Ja, which is a reggae song. And that song is fire. Like, let me tell you, when I hear that song, I'm like, yo, I am in my zone. It's weird because it's Eddie Murphy, but yo, this song is legit. So if you can go out and take it out, bro, like, that song is like a legit reggae. It's like Bob Marley came back to life almost. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, it's weird, but it sounds good, man. So that's been in my playlist a lot this past few weeks on repeat. So
when you first said that, I was like, what the fuck, Eddie Murphy? But then the more I think about it, if this nigga can play a whole movie and he damn near acted out everybody in Coming to America, if he can do that and still have people not know who it is, then he obviously can put out a fucking reggae song, techno song, country. I feel like Eddie Murphy could do what the fuck he wants. Real shit. When he did Coming to America, as a kid, I didn't know that all those people were Eddie Murphy. Like the people in the barber shop, the preacher. Yeah. I didn't know all those people were Eddie Murphy. In every movie he does, he plays a bunch of different people. So that dude is mad talented.
Yo, it's just surprising that he can actually, like, sing. Like, he can legit sing. That's surprising to me because I never knew that. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. And in some movies, he plays around singing. I remember that movie with the little Buddhist monk. He was fucking around with the shit, and he was just, like, singing in a Buddhist rhythm. That shit sounded pretty tight. But for him to put out a whole song and for it to be fire, that's crazy. But like I said, I'm not surprised.
And he sung in that one with the professor. Is that what it's called? Like when he became big and shit and got small again.
Professor, yeah.
Yeah, he sung at the okay. Now it all makes sense. I just never put two and two together.
Yeah, he's talented, but he should have used a fake name, honestly.
Exactly. He used Eddie Murphy, and no one could like see him singing, so it never worked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Eddie Murphy just used to be that nigga. I remember growing up, Eddie Murphy was one of my idols because when you think back to Beverly Hills Cop, you think back to, I forgot the name of that movie where he saves this Buddhist kid that I mentioned earlier, Nutty Professor, just all the movies where he's just like kicking ass, taking names. He had a couple action movies out there where he was funny, but he was still a pretty action guy. And then all of a sudden, his shit just started going downhill. I don't remember what the movie was that really ruined his reputation, or I don't know if he had some personal struggles, but Eddie Murphy used to be that nigga, and then it just went down the toilet.
Yo, I could watch Beverly Hills Cop like all day, all of them, like like the whole day, and I would not be bored, bro. It's that good. So
same.
Yeah,
like
man.
up till this day, you know how you watch some movies now as a grown up, and you're like, I don't see why I like this as a kid, but Beverly Hills Cop, if there's ever a marathon or Coming to America, all old school Eddie Murphy movies are gold.
Yes, I definitely agree. Music-wise, what are you into right now?
You know what? I've just been listening to a lot of podcasts. I've
Which
been
ones?
listening to definitely The Read by Kid Fury and Crystal. Brilliant Idiots, as usual.
Classic.
I still have to, definitely a classic. I still have to check out the podcast with Malcolm Gladwell. If you're not familiar with Malcolm Gladwell, he put out this book, Outliers, and I think it's called Blank or Brink. But basically, he's just this really smart intellectual guy that puts out a lot of books, and he does his own podcast. And he talks on socioeconomic issues or socioeconomic topics in the United States. So he's a good person to check out. So I definitely will be checking out his podcast. That's on my list. As far as music, I've just been re-listening to a lot of old school shit. Right now, I find that I don't have the focus of really listening to anything deep. So I'll just put on some 2 Chainz, some old Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? I just need a good bass line. Hood Billionaire. You know, I'll put on Hood Billionaire, Trap. Anything Rick Ross with a good bass that can just, that can just go hard in the car while I drive is good. I feel like at the moment it's either I'm really deeply in thought or I'm just trying to vibe, listen to some shit.
And as far as that ignorant shit, like the Rick Ross, the Gucci Mane shit, like you need that sometimes, bro.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely, man.
I need that shit sometimes just to like go through the day, bro. I need that ignorant, like, yo, I'm gonna fucking kill you, nigga. I'm trying to sell drugs in the streets. You know, I don't sell drugs.
Bro.
That shit sounds good. You know what I mean? It gets me motivated and shit. You know. So
if you drive in Florida, you will understand that kind of music better. Like if you're in Florida traffic, if you're in Miami traffic, it's 5 o'clock and you're trying to get out. You're not like a podcast nigga no more. You turn into fucking Rick Ross. Then you about to pull out the chopper out the trunk. Somebody cut you off, bro. That's when shit gets cutthroat. Ain't no games down here, bro. That's why I be listening to Rick Ross. Gets me through the fucking day. If not, you'll still be stuck on Turnpike or 95, wherever the fuck you are, if you don't just fucking absorb that energy and just get into some gangster shit. Real niggas survive Florida traffic. The fake niggas left on the sideline.
Real talk, man. I-4, I-75, you need that ignorant, trap music, man. You need it,
Word, yeah. You need some Migos. Whoever the fuck you need to put on to get out that traffic, that's who you got to put on.
Shit, Bad and Bougie. You know what I mean?
Except that bullshit they had with Katy Perry. If you put that shit on, you're going to get into a car accident. I don't want to put that curse out there, but that shit is trash.
I ain't fucking with that, nah. All right, what about books?
Books. Mindset. Basically, this book is called Mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck, D-W-E-C-K. And it just talks about the mindset of how the way you think really affects what you do. And we kind of went into that about when we talked about The Richest Man in Babylon. And it's a pretty similar concept, but this kind of takes it more in depth outside the realm of money. So this talks about parenting, school, relationships, just how changing your mindset can change your life. No Ben Carlson though. We're not going to say that. Ben Carson, yeah, whatever his name is. We're not gonna say that the way you think can get you out of poverty, or like if you're poor, you just think rich and you can get out. But there are some controllable things in your life that you can control by having a positive mindset, or just making your mind up that you're gonna have a better day today, or you're not gonna snap today because somebody got your order wrong at McDonald's. Just having a different mindset and just trying to control the things you can control goes a long way. And that's why I'm reading that book.
I agree, man. Like, you can only control what you have pretty much in your control, which is your way of thinking, right? So it's hard as hell being poor, but sometimes you have to, you know what I mean? Black people pray, like niggas pray, and without prayer, I don't know how I would be here right now, you know what I mean? So I think
for real.
that's, right? Like, yo, niggas need to pray. Like, praying works, dog. Like, especially when you're, like, poor and all you see is poverty, like, you need to be able to, like, find that stuff deep in your heart.
Going.
Yeah, like, that's that deep in your soul, you know what I mean, that gospel, bro, just to, like, make it through the day, man. So I think that's definitely, a factor, you know what I mean? So currently, I'm not going to lie, I'm still on the same book from episode 1, which is called The Richest Man in Babylon by George Samuel Clason. I'm on page like 65 or something like that. So I try to read one chapter a day and just, reflect on that chapter. So instead of like just going through and just reading the whole thing, which I could in a day, I take one chapter, I read it, and then I reflect, okay, how can I apply this to my life right now? And I think that helps a lot, you know what I mean? So being able to dissect the book by chapters, right, and see how I can apply it to my life, by chapter, man, it really helps me a lot. So I think that's why I'm taking my time to make sure I read it slowly and get all the information that I can from it. So
that's good, because sometimes you might read something and it takes some time to really sink in and really impact your thoughts and for you to really understand what the author's trying to say. So I agree with taking some time to digest what you read and see how you can apply it in your life.
That's a fact. All right. First segment, first topic, whatever you want to call it, season 2 live, called Black Struggles. And there are many black struggles.
A lot of black struggles. Everybody's struggling.
So obviously we can't cover all of the black struggles, just a few. So yeah, man, the first one I think I want to touch on is code switching, which I'm not sure if many people know about that. You know what I mean? If that's even a real thing. So what do you think about that, Caesar?
Code switching is a thing, but we don't really talk about it and the reason why it's not mainstream as a society is because not a lot of people have to code switch. So for some people, they can have the same set of language everywhere they go, and that's okay with them. But when you have, especially in the United States, when you have different identities, different cultures, it's hard to have that same presence everywhere you go, or else you might run into judgment. So the way that you carry a conversation with your Haitian friends or with your Latino friends is not the same way you're going to carry the conversation with someone else from a different culture, where you have to switch the code. Or let's say the way that the workplace looks down on certain African American vernacular English words, basically slang. If you say, what's up, that could be unprofessional. If you say, what's good, that's unprofessional. So you constantly have to filter yourself to not be seen as unprofessional when you have this natural way of talking, a natural way of speaking that sometimes you have to hide, and there's a reason for it, because if you don't do that, then you might be out of a job, or you might be called into an HR meeting, or someone might misinterpret what you're saying. Someone might take a slang word that you say out of context and take it as a threat. So there is a good reason for code switching. It's not just people just being on some fake shit like, let me just switch it up because I'm over here with my homeboys and I'm going to switch it up over here. A lot of times it's done for safety and it's done for professional reasons. And if you don't do it, then, like I said, you might be out of a job.
But, I mean, I definitely agree, everything you just said is a fact, but why should that be? You know what I mean? Because the craziest thing is that we do it automatically without even, you know what I mean, thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like you go to work Monday morning, like your brain just like knows. It just happens in a quick second. You know when you walk into your office exactly how to speak, exactly how to respond to people. You know what I mean? And then when you go back home, it happens again very quickly. Like it's not a decision. You just know, okay, I'm home now. I can talk how I feel comfortable. So it's like,
Right.
is it possible to live in a society where I can go to work and talk how I talk at home and be comfortable? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like I'm gonna be cursing and shit, but just how I feel comfortable talking. You know what I mean? And so I really think that it's crazy that that has to happen, man, just to be able to fit in and be accepted for a job. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And the thing is that with a lot of cultures and a lot of, if you're black or if you're from another culture, when people first come to America or basically if you're not white, the main thing that a lot of people want to do is assimilate. Because if you don't assimilate, you won't thrive in the system. So a lot of people will basically change some things so that they can fit in. And a lot of people want to fit in at the work culture. I would never want to be the token black guy at a company or the guy where everybody's like, oh, what's up, what's good, just because I'm black. I would want somebody to address me regularly. So these things are kind of sticky and they're a little bit tricky. And that's why code switching happens. And I honestly hate it. Like you said, I wish I could just walk into work and really be myself, but the judgment that comes with that, it's not worth it. Even though code switching is a lot of work, but just sometimes sometimes people might take something that you say out of proportions and just might take it out of context and blow it out of proportions.
But do you think that white people code switch or have to code switch?
Yeah, they don't. I don't think white people
Right?
have to code switch.
What's up with that? You know what I mean? Like, no, this is ignorant shit. Real
You're
talk.
right.
If you have a white person, you know what I mean? And I love all people. I'm just giving an example here. If you have a white person, let's say, you know, from the country, right? That sounds a certain way. You know what I mean? With a redneck accent, they can go into a corporate environment and have that same accent, have that same, you know, being comfortable and talk in that, you know, country accent, and they're accepted. But me coming from the hood or the streets or whatever, and talking a certain way, you know what I mean? Or not even that. You know how, you know, people from down south sound different than up north, right?
Yeah.
So if I go into an environment and I'm from down south and I sound a certain way, I say certain words. So you mean me? I have to switch how I sound or what I say to get that job and stay in that job, but the white person from, you know, the country that has a redneck accent is okay. I think that's messed up. If you think about it, it's really fucked up. If you think about it, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. It's what it is. You know.
That's how the system works. Because if you come in and you're like, what it is, y'all, people are gonna just look at you like as if you're ignorant, as if you don't have any kind of education. People will make all kinds of assumptions about you. But if you're right, and if somebody has a country accent and that's how they were raised, they can go to work with that, and they can speak however they want. It's just the fact that if you use slang or just African American vernacular English, here's the thing. This is another important topic. African American vernacular English, AAVE, is basically always seen as unprofessional. It's seen as slang. It's seen as not professional enough or good for the workplace. So anything that we could use is taken over by popular culture. It's slang. It's annoying. It's not good to be used in the workplace. So we'll come up with words like lit, like fam, bae, anything like that gets taken, stolen, just used by mainstream society. But then if we were to use it in the workplace, then we would get in trouble and would get seen as unprofessional.
And the funny thing is, guess what? Those same people at corporate who are, you know, saying, hey, you have to sound a certain way, you got to sound, you know, very proper and shit, their kids or daughters, guess what? they are listening and
They're
consuming
listening to Migos
rap
right now.
and hip hop music, and they're saying the same slang and shit that we cannot say at the workplace where their parents might work, but their sons and daughters are like, yo, what's good, what it is, we're lit, you know what I mean?
We lit, fam. We lit at the function.
It's like,
with
yo,
our bays on fleek, and we woke.
it is ridiculous. And I think, honestly, man, we need a plan to, like, try to fix that shit. If you can say one word when you go to work on Monday that is, you know, your word that you're comfortable with, a slang word or whatever, like, try to, like, stick it in there, you know what I mean? Like, just very, like, slowly just say it at work and just, you know what I mean? One word at a time. So
but
if it's going to be like...
Here's the thing with me. Even though code switching can be seen as something that can be oppressive, I somehow am for code switching.
Why is that?
The reason why that is when I'm familiar with someone, the way I act with them is not how I am with a stranger. The way I look at work or the way I look at the way how I carry myself in public, I feel like I just have to spend 8 hours with these people and get out of here. But the way that I am with my friends, if I call you fam, it's because you really are like family to me. If I call you bro, you're really like a brother to me. But if I'm not going to go to work and say bruh to everybody because I don't feel like they're my brothers. I'm not going to call them fam because I don't feel like they're my family. I'm not going to say something is lit because I'm not out at the club with them on a Saturday having a good time because that's when I would use the word lit. So I think that people don't just get the privilege of seeing how I am with my real friends. So it's kind of, I feel like it's cool having that other identity. But I think that I should be able to have the option to be ignorant or hood or speak AAV at work if I wanted to.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Like, I'm not going to go to work and call, you know, the guy next to me, you know, what's up, bro? Like, I agree. But, you know, for example, if you go to work and you say, hello, sir, how are you doing today? If I want to say, hey, what's going on, man? Like, what's good? Like, what's up? You know what I mean? I should be able to. Like, I'm not calling you bro. I'm not saying yo. I'm just saying exactly what you're saying, but how I would say it at home. But you know what it is, man. This society, like, you have to be a certain way. You have to conform in order to, you know, be in that position. You know what I mean? So, but the craziest thing is that our brain is able to do this instantly. Like, when we go to an environment, we don't think twice. It just happens. You know what I mean? Like, we're conditioned to know, okay, I'm at work, I'm going to sound this way. And it just happens. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's interesting how that works. You know what I mean? That you don't have to make that decision to coach with it. It just happens and you just know to do it subconsciously.
Yeah, probably
almost.
Because you've been doing it for years.
Right. So it's very interesting. So,
I mean, you code switch with the way that you are with when you're younger, the way that you are with your friends at school is not the same way that you are with your parents. And then it kind of carries on, and as you grow up and as you switch different authorities, so it goes from being your parents to being your boss. And I guess it really depends on where you work, too. Some people might work in a tattoo shop. You might work at a bar, so this might not apply to you. But if you're in corporate America, then definitely code switching is a real thing that you might experience.
Oh yeah, this only applies to corporate America for sure. You know, and it's and the crazy thing is if you find yourself at in that environment and you see, you know, a white person trying to be cool, talking to you, and then they'll use, you know, that type of language with you. And it's like, yo, I'm at work, so, like, why are you calling me bruh? Like, why are you saying what's good to me or what's up to, you know what I mean? Like, you're not...
Exactly. If I'm not code switching, then why are you assuming what I would be like?
Exactly. So it's like, oh, you know, you black, so you must talk this way. It's like, I want to, but I can't. First of all, you know what I mean? And second of all, it's like, why do you assume because I'm black I have to, like, you know, talk that way? So I just think, you know what I mean? I just want people to be comfortable, man. I want you to be able to go to work and talk how you talk and be comfortable, you know what I mean? But
and you know why that happens? It's because America doesn't address race at all. We pretend like racism doesn't exist, or we pretend not racism. We pretend like there is no difference in races. There is no difference in our cultures, because we have to understand that when you're white and when you're black, it's two completely separate cultures that you might have just not even acknowledged until you have to share a cubicle with that person or until you have to share an awkward car ride with that person. And then that's when you're like, hey, brother, what's good? It's lit, fam. Now you don't know what to say because there was really no prep course for this. And if you're on the other side, if you're black or if you're a person of color, you know how to assimilate. You know how to code switch. You can automatically say, hello, sir, how's it going? You can automatically turn on your switch. But then if you're on the other side, you never had to turn it on. You never learned to turn it on. There was no one to teach you how to turn it on. So then you go to the most stereotypical stuff that turns into microaggressions and that really ruins any kind of potential relationship that you could have made. So by trying to make someone feel more comfortable, you make them feel uncomfortable, and that's the issue with America. If only we would acknowledge that being black and white and being an immigrant or just being from different cultures, there's differences. We understand that. We acknowledge it. Everyone has their struggles, and we understand what those struggles are, and we talk about what our differences are, and we learn about each other, then that would not be such an issue. But if we're just going to pretend like there's one race, I don't see color, everything is fine, then of course you're going to have those issues.
All right, I think we've hit this, pretty hard. Before we move on, I just want to say if anybody's out there hearing this, and you happen to, not be of color, and, there's a person of color that talks a certain way at your workplace, don't judge them, yo. Like, they're just as smart as you. They're just as intelligent. They have a degree just like you do. And they just talk a certain way because they're comfortable, man. And that's just our language, you know what I mean? So, that's just my thing, man. So if you're going to hear this, I don't think you should judge a person just because of how they talk or how they sound, you know what I mean? Judge them by, their character, you know what I mean? So, anyways,
and one more thing, just be yourself. Just be yourself. Like, if you don't normally use lit or fam or homie or gangsta and your normal day-to-day word, don't say that to someone just because they look different and you think that's what they might like. Actually talk to them and see how they engage with you and just be yourself. That's my advice.
All right, definitely agree. We definitely hit this on the head. Let's move on to the next black struggle. And as you know, we have a lot of black struggles, but time is limited. So we're moving on to Spanish folks that claim that they are not black, such as, Dominicans, Cubans, and so forth. Why is that? Like, what's up with that? You know what I mean? It's especially me being from Haiti, man. I'm right next to DR. You know what I mean? And it's like Dominicans, the one thing you don't say to a Dominican is that you're black because they'll fight you. Nigga, I'm not black. I'm Spaniard. Nigga, you're not a Spaniard. Like there were slaves on Hispaniola, so obviously you have slave black African descendants. So
nigga,
how do you
not a Spaniard if your skin is obviously darker than mine? You look like you're from fucking Nigeria. How the fuck are you a Spaniard?
Yo, that's crazy. That mofongo is black mofongo. You know what I mean?
That mofongo is black as fuck. Y'all think I just invented plantains out of Spain? No. It came from African slaves. Y'all think that y'all were just out here eating salami? No, it came from African slaves who probably couldn't afford to eat other shit. It came out of the black struggle, and now y'all eating salami and mofongo all the time. And that shit is lit, honestly. Shout out to mofongo.
And the music over there, if you strip, the trumpets, all the strings or whatnot, you hear African beats. You know what I mean? Like the root
African drums. Exactly.
Yeah, African drums. The root of merengue, it is African drums. So, why are you guys scared to me that you're black? It's fucking amazing to be black. You know what I mean?
It is. It's a privilege to be black.
You age fucking well.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You're black, don't crack. You can be out of the sun.
Black, don't crack.
You not gonna get skin cancer.
No
you got
skin
a big
cancer.
Dick for the most part.
You don't get sunburned. Nigga, why the fuck are you trying to be
You have
European
natural rhythm. You can dance automatically.
can dance.
You don't gotta take a
What?
class to learn how to twerk. I saw that on my feed. I couldn't watch the video. It was terrible. But yeah, you have natural rhythm, and you don't gotta take classes to learn how to move from left to right. It's a privilege.
But it just shows you how that ideology has, it's pretty much the whole world, you know what I mean, that black is inferior to white. And it is just wrong. It's not. You know what I mean? And the Dominicans and Cubans, they really believe that. To the point that their statues in DR, you know what I mean, like in their quote unquote like White House, is white. It's white. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they have statues of their presidents that look white, and obviously they were not white. They were black. They were brown. You know what I mean? So it's sad, man. It's really sad. You know what I mean?
I think what happens is that people look at history and they see, okay, we had the oppressors who were European, and then we had the slaves who were African. And then as history progressed, the slaves were lower status. They came out of slavery, but still weren't able to rise to the top of society. People want to be with the winners. They're like, okay, you know what? Like, even though I have African slave blood in me, I would like to associate with the winners. And that's not being true to yourself, because you should acknowledge your roots. You should embrace who you are. You should be proud of that. And rejecting it and pretending like it doesn't exist doesn't help out anybody.
Shout out to the people that are from those areas, like Colombia, Venezuela, like all those spots in Latin America that accepts and they embrace their blackness. You know what I mean?
Yes, Costa Rica, Panama. Yeah. There's a lot of black Panamanians, a lot of black Costa Ricans that love their roots and they love their country and their ancestry. And there's Dominicans and Cubans that are like that too. But for the most part, from what has surfaced out and just from the Cubans and Dominicans that I know in my personal life, they seem to not embrace their culture. They embrace their culture, but not the African roots of their culture.
Right. So yeah, man. Shout out to y'all. I mean, if you're from Latin America and you have embraced like your blackness, hit us up. Let us know, because I really want to hear like the difference in the people who accept it and the ones who don't, and why that is. You know what I mean? Like, just it's really interesting to see. But I know a few of those people who have embraced it, and I know a lot of people that don't even want to talk about it. So it's crazy.
And when you listen to, it's ironic because I've spoken to my friend who is Afro-Latina, and basically she said that her parents wanted her to bring home someone lighter than her, because she said it's Mejandora la raza. I hope I'm saying that right. She said to embetter the race, as if being black was a terrible thing. Like, we need to whiten up this race right now. We need to whiten up this family line. And even when you watch a lot of telenovelas, you would think this was filmed in Hollywood and just dubbed in Spanish. Basically because there's no black people. If there's black people, they're the maids or the nanny or somebody. Like, these people are given the worst lots in life if they show up in a telenovela. But what's really ironic, like we mentioned earlier, the music is African inspired, the drums African inspired. When you listen to a lot of the music that not just people from a certain country, but the Hispanic culture as a whole, the music that people dance salsa to or merengue to, damn, I just had a random Spanish accent bust out of nowhere. Basically,
I see you.
You know what I mean. Basically, what happens is that there's a lot of songs that talk about the African roots. When you listen, there's a song that says "No le pega a la negra," which means don't hit the black girl, don't hit the slave girl, and it's this whole story about. You've heard that song, right?
That song is fucking jamming, bro. I be playing that shit in my car, bro. That shit's hot.
It starts with a little drum. It's like doo, doo,
yeah,
doo, doo, and then it just grows into a full song about don't hit the black slave, and then the revolution. and I wrote a blog about this, and I'm gonna see how we can post it on our website. It's gonna be up. Be on the lookout for it. And there's a song by, it was remade by Mark Anthony, and basically it's called Aguanile, I think. It's like Aguanile.
Right, yeah.
And it's basically talking about like African gods and just doing ceremonies to clean out the bad spirits, and if people are talking shit about you, just reach out to the gods, to the African gods, the Orishas, and this is like a really black song, almost. I think there's some voodoo elements in there because he's talking about like African gods and stuff like that, but people don't know that. You're just out jamming and you're just having a good time, exactly. And you deny your black roots, but then you're dancing to very black, very African music. So that's what a lot of people don't see. That's what goes over their heads.
Yeah, I got a friend who's Dominican, and he just found out that he is 46%, black. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all those black jokes you said are just coming back at you now.
Nah, he's cool though, but you know what I mean. And when he found out, he embraced it. You know what I mean? Like he embraced it a lot. And I'm like, yo, like I wish more of the ones from like Latin America would like take a test. You know what I mean? Like find out, like exactly. Like what you're made up of, you know what I mean? And embrace it once you do, because it's not a lie. These things are facts, you know what I mean? Are facts. There were slaves that built your country, that worked in the fields of your country to build it, you know what I mean? So I don't know why you would want to age badly, bro, or like not be able to dance. You know what I mean? It's like,
why don't you like spices? Why don't you like seasoning? You're not black. We're gonna take away your adobo, your sazon, all your spices. You just gonna eat with salt now. That's it, and just a little bit of hot sauce.
Like you want to bring someone that's whiter, but like nigga, they're gonna age bad. Like, don't you want to have someone that's gonna like be fucking 85 but look 60? You know what I'm saying?
Right. All these Afro-Latinos that are ignoring their the ones that are denying that they're black, their black privilege should be revoked. Like as soon as you say you're not black or you deny your black roots, you automatically start aging like old cheese, basically.
Oh, jeez.
Right then and there, you're just like a bad witch from a movie. You just start melting and shit, and your skin starts sagging, and it's like, damn, skin cancer, all of it hit all at once.
And that's a pretty bad smell. Oh, cheese does not smell good. So, y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want the old cheese
I
smell.
That. Yeah, I don't want
y'all
that.
Want some fresh, new black cheese. You know what I'm saying? That smells good. Anyways. Are you done with this, or anything else you want to add? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm done with these fucking lion-ass people that don't believe that they're black. Honestly, some people just... You know what? I'm done with y'all. I'm done. That's it. I don't got shit else to say. If y'all want to keep denying it, just leave behind the culture. Just don't use anything from black culture. Just don't use any slang term. Just if you don't want to be black, just give up everything black. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm done too. I just gotta say, man, like I'm still gonna enjoy y'all food, man. I'm gonna eat all that shit. You know what I mean? The mofongo, I'm gonna eat it. That's just good.
Right. Like if you really don't want to be black that bad, then just give up the food too. Just give up your whole culture. Just
because it's black spices in there. If you know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
And if you don't want to be black, just take all the black drums, all the African drums, add your music, and see how dumb that shit sounds.
Dance see how dumb that with just the hi-hats. Just the hi-hats. That's it. We're not putting any drums on there.
No African drums. No African drums, yo. That shit would sound terrible. So
yeah, try to bachata with no drums. Try to bachata with no kind of rhythm. Try that and let us know what you want to beat.
All right, we gotta move on because we're gonna be here on this for like 2 hours. All right, like I said, we got a lot of black struggles, so we're gonna hit one more and then move on. So the next one, man, is Colin Kaepernick, which I'm sure you guys know is or was a quarterback in the NFL. that stood up for, our rights, black rights, and he would not stand for the national anthem. And so now he was a free agent, and he has not been picked up by any of the NFL teams, not one. And the NFL season is approaching pretty soon here. So do you think that the reason why he has not been signed to any teams is because of his stance?
Absolutely.
Or is it because of, is it just a coincidence that happened?
There's no way it's a coincidence. It's hypocritical of the NFL. It's hypocritical of the public, the Americans, the people that are saying that he's infringing on their rights, basically disrespecting the flag. So you're very patriotic when someone doesn't stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance, but when someone is using their freedom of speech, their constitutional rights to voice their opinion, you think it's okay to blackball them and boycott them for that. I think it's very hypocritical, and I think the NFL is evil. That's what I'm going to say.
Do you know that? Do you see that every time we stand up for our rights, there's like a backlash, like, or
There is
you know
a
what I mean?
backlash, or a white lash, should I say?
Yeah. So white. I like that. So yeah, man. Every time everybody's has their rights in the States, but every time we seem to stand up for our rights, something bad happens. You know what I mean? Something bad happens to us, and it's ridiculous, man. I think the guy has talent. Obviously, he's been in the league for a while. He can throw the ball. He can do all of the quarterbacks plays. He can run them. He's still healthy. He's still good. But because of that stance, he won't get signed. So I think it's going to be a real shame if the season starts, he doesn't get signed by anybody. I think it'll be a really bad look for the NFL. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I would hope that
the NFL is so big and bad. They're like, who gonna check us? Who gonna check us? Really, nobody can check the NFL. The NFL is America. America is the NFL. It's one and the same. United States of football. That's what it is.
Facts, man. So I hope that if he doesn't get signed, he finds something else to do, because what I mean. That's gonna suck, not having that contract, you know what I mean? So I hope he has a plan B, like whether it be activism, some kind of social, movement where he can find somewhere to feed his family, dog. Because this is all he had was playing football. So if he can't get signed for that reason, it's really gonna hurt, the NFL for one, I think, and then him, his pockets are gonna be hurt. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So,
it's like
anyways.
When you're a kid, it's like when you're a kid and you're in class and there was that one badass kid and the teacher loved to make an example out of him. That's what Colin Kaepernick is for the NFL. They're just making an example out of him. So if any players have any smart ideas outside of just throwing a ball, catching one, getting a concussion, and not being able to collect their checks, if you have any smart ideas, we're going to make sure that you get the repercussions.
And it's really, if you think about it, I've seen this a lot where they compare sports like the NBA or the NFL to the plantation, right? So whereas the players would be the slaves and the owners are are the masters. So
right.
if you speak out against the masters, guess what? You get whipped, you get whatever, and in this case you don't get signed. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's what's happening, So if you think about it, man, it's it's symbolic as hell, but it's crazy how your voice, which is supposed to be free, can really, affect you in a way. So back to our first episode, it don't matter how much money you make, you know what I mean? You're gonna suffer the consequences of being black in America. So
is there a black NFL team owner?
I am not sure. I'm not 100%, but I don't think so. I highly doubt it. I have to look it up. So
I'm reading this online, and it says Diddy was looking into being an owner, and then someone says on his own he doesn't possess anywhere near enough free capital to buy an NFL team. If Diddy can't buy an NFL team, Who can? Who out of the black community can if Diddy can't?
Jay-Z.
I would think Diddy and Jay-Z are about the same money-wise. Maybe if Jay-Z, Beyonce, Diddy put money together, they could buy an NFL team.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure only the high, like Oprah, Jay-Z, like those guys can buy an NFL team. But I don't think that there is a black NFL owner. But I'll have to double check, and I'll let you guys know. So yeah, man. Anything else you want to add on this topic?
No, I just think it's fucked up how he's being treated. The NFL is evil, and they're behind 9/11.
Before we move on, going back to the second subtopic, what about white Dominicans or white Haitians? How do they feel about, or where do they fit in this whole picture? What do you think about that?
The thing with white Haitians, a lot of white Haitians, or not even just white, but there's Lebanese or there's Asian Haitians, or basically what happens is that there's a lot of people that come from the Middle East or other places that move to Haiti to start businesses, and those people end up marrying and having kids in Haiti. So there's a lot of mixed Haitians, and those people, they really claim their Haitianness. They embrace it. They speak Creole. They wear the Haitian flag. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Michael Brun or Michel Brun, or however you pronounce his name. He's a Haitian DJ. He's worked with Maxwell and a couple of house artists. He looks if you see him, you would think he was Asian, but he's actually Haitian, and he lets you know that. He's always in Haiti. He's always has a Haitian flag on, very proud to be Haitian, and that's really awesome to see. That's something that's very positive. And as far as white Dominicans, I would understand why they wouldn't embrace their blackness. If there's no black in your family line, then I can see how you don't embrace it. But you still have to acknowledge the fact that the Dominican Republic is, to an extent, a black country. It's not just, or a mixed country, because you have the Tainos, you have Africans, you have the Europeans. So don't just look towards the Europeans and on some classism, racism shit. You need to acknowledge the fact that the Dominican Republic is a very mixed country.
Yeah, I agree. And I've met some white Haitians, and yeah, I think all the ones I have met have embraced, their culture as far as being Haitian. And I have not met any white Dominicans, so I can't speak on that. So, but it'll be nice to see, someone of that skin color, right, embracing that. So, cool. All right, so moving on to our second segment, which is social awkwardness. People these days everything is on their cell phone. You go out to eat, you're on your cell phone. You are doing laundry, you're on your cell phone. You're in the bathroom, your phone's there. Like, whatever you're doing, you on your phone, texting, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, you name it. So do you think that is obviously it is, but how much of a problem is that causing us being able to have a conversation with people, like just one-on-one, just talking without, any interruption, and having a deep intellectual conversation?
Yeah, I think it's bad. Honestly, when people are not able to focus on having a conversation, they're always checking their phone. It's annoying. I don't know if you've ever been out one-on-one with someone, and the whole time they're checking their phone, and it seems like their attention is divided between you and whatever the hell is going on with their phone. Sometimes I just want to take that shit and chug it across the room, but I'd be restraining myself. But real shit, it's annoying sometimes.
And the thing is, and I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, because I grew up in this era, so obviously over the years as I've grown, I have realized how much it has affected me. You know what I mean? Personally, as far as always being on my phone. And so I have literally like I've gone out to eat with my wife and I have to put my phone, in the car or, you know, in my pocket and just not or turn it off just to be able to like focus and have a conversation because you don't realize how programmed you are to be on your phone, and it hurts you at your workplace because you can't interact with your coworkers or your boss or the VP or the CEO because you can't even have a 15, 20-minute conversation with your manager because all you can do is like, oh shit, where's my phone? I need, you know what I mean? Like I need to look down and text somebody, you know what I mean? So it's really, I think it's a big problem, man, and someone has to address that,
And I think the phones change the way that we think. Honestly, I think in memes and GIFs. If I'm ever in a situation, I just think of the perfect reaction picture for it, and it's just in my head, and then I'm just thinking about how funny that shit is, and I'm totally zoned out of the conversation. Real shit. It's really changed the way I think. But you ever had your phone with you, and you've tried not to look at it? Like you really put it down, but you're just looking at it, and you can't stop looking at it, and you're trying to focus on what's going on, but it's right there, and you're trying to see how long you can go. Has that ever happened to you?
It has happened, and I haven't lasted too long. I always end up just picking it up and looking at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was
put it away or turn it off.
It was to the point where like I would have my phone in my pocket, and real talk in my head I would feel it vibrate to the point where like my brain would tell. My legs like, yo, your phone just vibrated.
Word, especially if
I
you're
would
waiting
pick
on
it
a
up,
text.
look at it, and then there would be nothing. Like nothing happened, but my brain like literally believed that my phone vibrated, and I'm like, yo, that's crazy, man. Like that's insane. So now, man, like I've gotten to a point where if I don't have my phone, like I can, I'm okay. Like if I go somewhere, I don't gotta pull it out and take pictures or like Snapchat, nigga. I want to enjoy the moment and be in the moment. You know what I mean? That's life. That's real life. And so absolutely. I think that's the issue. Yeah.
What most people don't realize is that technology is a tool for good. I wouldn't want to live in the 1920s where I can't document what's going on. I think it's pretty cool that you pull out the small little thing and you can just record what's going on. It can be a good way to record your memories and remember what you're doing. But people take it to the extremes. People are just constantly on their phone, constantly checking Facebook, Twitter. I understand if you do that when you're alone, but sometimes if you're with another person, especially in a one-on-one setting, it can be kind of rude, especially if you have the interaction right in front of you. You're just not making the effort to have it. You're just not asking someone how their day went or asking them what they had to eat. Did they eat already? It's those little things that are getting lost due to social media.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like it was to the point where I went to a concert with my wife to go see Maxwell. You know what I mean? And yo, every song he did, my phone was out. Like I was like Snapchatting every performance he did. And I was not enjoying the concert.
Right.
But it wasn't until afterwards I realized, yo, like I didn't enjoy it. And I'm like, for who? Like who am I showing it to? Like, you know what
exactly.
I mean? It's like I paid my money to see the show and I'm over here trying to show it to others for free. Ain't nobody paying me for this
exactly.
shit. I'm showing y'all this through Snapchat for free and I paid to go see it for myself. You know what I mean? So
if you're at a concert, if you're at a concert recording something, you're still looking at it through a screen. It's as if you're at home because you're still looking at the screen of your phone to see what Maxwell is doing when you could literally put the phone down and just be in the moment.
And it's crazy because they did a study. When you do that and you look at a performance or whatever it is through your phone, your brain processes what you're seeing differently. And you don't remember it the same. Like your memory, the way it stores that information is different than if you were just like watching it through your eyes. And that's mind blowing, dog. Like that's crazy to think that, you know what I mean? That's your brain literally like acts differently if you're watching it through a screen than if you're watching it in a natural world. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, all I know is, man, I'm going to a concert this August. Going to go see J. Cole. And my phone is not going to be on me. I'm going to enjoy that shit to the fullest. And if you ain't there, shit, you're out of luck. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
unless
Find it on someone else's Snapchat.
Unless you're gonna hit me up and you're gonna pay me to send you a snap, bruh.
Shit,
let me know.
I will pull out a fucking professional camera and get you HD quality pictures and video.
If you're gonna pay me to like send you a video, a Snapchat, Instagram, I'll do it. But if it's just for free, just to like show you I'm there, nigga, I know I'm there. Fuck it, I'm gonna enjoy it. You don't gotta know I'm there. So
exactly. We don't gotta advertise everything. Just say that it's happening.
At the end of the day, it's producing adults. Like, we are producing adults because of this that are not able to have a conversation, and that's a big problem. You know what I mean? As you have 35-year-olds, 40-year-olds that cannot carry a conversation, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So if you can put your phone down, try to at least for an hour. Half an hour, take a break, and just like enjoy the natural world is my thing. So
yeah, at least try to make a convo happen. Try to make a conversation happen. Try to ask someone something about themselves. Ask them how their day is going. Ask them how they're doing. Ask them how a family member is doing. Then that shows that person you're interested. Instead of pulling out your phone, next time just try to see how you could be a little bit more conscious.
Facts. All right. I think this is dead. Next subtopic, or next topic, shall I say, is scams.
Scams, my favorite thing. My favorite thing.
Damn, bro, you be scamming niggas out here?
I don't be scamming niggas. It's funny to hear niggas get scammed. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to get scammed. I don't like scamming, but it's funny when you hear somebody get scammed, especially if it's a dumbass scam and they're willingly giving their money away, then you deserve that life lesson.
All right.
This L's for you.
This L's for you.
It's for you. The
first type of scam, which is, I think this is like really like old school. Like, it's well known. It goes on for like, it's been there for a long ass time, but it is Nigerians scamming people. And I have heard this from a person of Nigeria, and he told me that he has friends that he knows personally that pretty much have their living scamming people. Like, they make mad money and just scamming people all day. And I could not believe it. Like, my jaws just dropped. It's crazy.
Well, it's a thing. I mean, if there's a market for scamming, how are these people able to provide with their family off of scamming? Because people are stupid. So I don't feel bad because people are getting scammed. I just feel like Nigerians are profiting off of people's stupidity. So go Nigerians, good shit, keep it up, keep scamming people. Just don't scam me because I will fly to fucking Nigeria and fuck y'all shit up. But otherwise, keep scamming, keep doing what you do. That's what makes you guys great.
That's real fucked up, bro. That's not even cool, yo. Yeah, you should not be scamming people, okay? You should not be scamming people at all. And it's crazy that people like fall for that a lot. You know what I mean? And you get those emails saying, hey, just, if you can send me this much money, I'll send you this bag. And it's always a trap. It's always a trap. So
I got scammed once, and I learned my lesson, and I never got scammed again.
I got scammed once, too, and guess what? It hasn't happened since then. So
see?
You ain't finna get me. You ain't getting me again.
Yeah, shit. You ain't getting Black Caesar or Crazy P, nigga. Scam yourself. That's what you got to do. But
fool me once, you know what I mean? Fool me twice, kill yourself. This is the way it is. But
real shit. People need to go through a hard experience to learn valuable lessons. Getting scammed is an important life lesson. It needs to happen. So that's why it's important for it to happen with small shit. You get scammed out of $25, fine, good, because if it was later on in life or if you had more money, it could have been $2.5 million. So get scammed with small little shit, let it happen. If it happens, don't blame yourself, don't be too hard on yourself. And just make sure it doesn't happen again. Just be really distrustful of strangers. If you're at a gas station, somebody offers you shit, don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Yeah, use your judgment. If you're at the bank and somebody offers you shit, don't buy it because that's what they know. That's when you're pulling out money. Of course, they just accidentally had a speaker that is they don't need anymore, and they're giving it away for only $50, and now you're taking the speaker and you just got scammed out of $50. Don't let that be you. Just be better. Don't take that L. But if it happens, don't blame yourself. Just don't be a habitual scammed. Don't get scammed habitually. Basically, don't be a habitual scammy. Just get scammed just for the fun of it. Just be wise.
Don't be naive. If you get a phone call, someone with a Nigerian accent, it's probably a scam, though. No, really, if you don't know any Nigerians and you get a call with that accent, you probably getting scammed, nigga. You probably getting scammed. If you get an email from someone from Nigeria saying, I'm in trouble, I need help. If you could send me this much money, I'll send it back to you plus 20%, nigga, you been scammed. You know what I mean?
But it's not just from Nigeria. Just be distrustful. Just don't trust anybody. Don't even trust yourself. Just don't trust nobody.
Yeah. If it sounds too easy, if it's like a quick get money type thing, you already know you getting scammed. So you gotta
There's no shortcut to success. You gotta put in the work, and that's why that's exactly why I don't feel bad for some of the people that get scammed. They're looking for shortcuts.
There are none, man. This life is there's only one road. It's the long road, and you ain't taking that, you about to get scammed. You know what I mean? So
real shit. Speaking of shortcuts, Herbalife or Herbalife, I hope I'm saying that correctly. One of them, you're getting scammed if you're doing that shit.
Stress, yo, I ain't gonna lie. I got approached by two people, two different times. I got approached to be a part of this Herbalife thing, and I already knew it was a scam. I could tell it was a scam. You know what I mean? He pulled up on me in a car. He was selling some dope type shit. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, what's up?
About these shakes, nigga.
Yeah, he's like, what's up, bro?
Low.
You work out? What gym you go to? Let me touch you for a second, nigga. Nah, what you mean? I don't know. I don't know you.
You gotta tell me about a gym, bro. While you're in the car. Shit.
Nah, nigga, that shit look mad sketchy. So I was like, yo, I already know I'm not getting scammed for that shit. So, definitely don't do that shit.
And it's a pyramid scam. It's not just a regular scam. This shit is a pyramid. There's niggas scamming from the top all the way to the bottom, and if you join it, you're going to be at the very bottom of the pyramid, funding the top. And all your money's just going to funnel up to them, and they're just going to use it for shit like private jets and golf courses. So don't do that. If you work hard for your money, why just give it to somebody? Instead of doing that, what you could do is find a workout partner, look at workout videos, follow some motivation pages, have family and friends hold you accountable. Basically anything besides getting scammed, really.
You will never get to the top of the pyramid. You will never get to the top of the pyramid.
Never.
You're always going to be on the bottom, you know what I mean? And you're just going to be there, and that's how it works, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Herbalife, I'm not knocking the company or whatnot, but I've heard stories and I know how it works. And just if you go that route, just know you being scammed. So,
if I have to attend a meeting for you to really tell me what the shit is about, it's a fucking scam. If it sounds a little bit like a cult where y'all gotta share shit, you gotta post pictures every day of your progress. Basically, you're getting free advertisement out of people, and it's a fucking scam.
Facts. If someone comes up to you, but it can't tell you all the information right then and there, it's a scam. You know what I mean? If they have to text you later or send you an email for you to click that link, it's a scam.
I can't tell you about it. It's a secret.
Right?
If a nigga has to pull up on you while you fucking walking and shit to try to sell you some shakes, bro, it's a scam. No way. That shit is real.
Just go to Chick-fil-A and get you a shake from Chick-fil-A and just enjoy that shit. You know what I mean? Or go to Smoothie King or whatever. Just get your regular shake. You'll be fine. You don't need the Herbalife shake to fucking, lose weight or whatever. Just exercise and make your own shake. Go buy you a milk, some bananas, some apples, and make your own shake. It's more natural that way anyway. It's not processed. And, bro.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Anyways, moving on. The next scam topic is if you know anyone who believes that the earth is flat, and
Oh,
there's
fuck.
there's a lot of them, right? And you ask them for an explanation, like proof. Okay, please explain to me why you believe the Earth is flat. If their response is, you know what, I'm gonna send you a YouTube link, it's a scam.
It's a scam.
If they gotta send you a video from YouTube, it's a scam. Like,
it's a scam. Yep.
Yeah, man, I just don't understand how, in 2017, people really believe the Earth is flat. It's crazy.
And it's never a well-narrated video. It's always somebody in a basement with the lights off, with a creepy voice. It feels like I'm being inducted into a cult. It's absolutely a scam.
Yeah, that's definitely a scam, man. And the whole premise is the Earth is flat, and then there's an ice wall that goes all around the Earth. Okay, space is fake news. It's made up.
Yeah, space is fake news.
And there is no gravity on this flat Earth. And the way it works is if you jump up, the reason why you come down is because the Earth plane, right, the flat plane is moving up at a speed. So when you jump up, the Earth just moved up to meet you when you landed. So
oh my God.
The Earth is just moving up at a constant speed. So if you jump up and down, you're not really moving, like the plane is moving up to catch you. It's like, yo, how does that make sense? You know what I mean?
That hurts my brain. That really does. What about airplanes? So if an airplane flies for 24 hours, then the Earth should catch up to it. So let's say if I jump up for half a second and I have to come down, then if an airplane is flying for 24 hours, the plane or the Earth itself has to move up and catch up with that airplane, unless you want to tell me that airplanes are always flying up so that way the Earth doesn't catch up to them. Then at that point, you just need to check yourself into a mental institution because
yo, I can't, man. It's like, yo, if the Earth was flat, and by the year 2017, we should be able to take a fucking boat, a ship, or whatever, and go to the end of it and find the fucking ice wall and see where it's at and look over that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me that all these years you cannot not get to the end of the flat Earth. It's flat.
Yeah, come on.
You know what I mean?
Somebody has to have fallen off. Or with all these, I understand before any video, but with cell phones right now, you tell me no one can get a video of someone falling off the ice wall and posting it on WorldStar. If you can't do that, then I don't believe it.
And the notion that, all of these scientists from the, 1700s to now, and all of the world leaders have been in on this to make this a big secret for this long is crazy. Like, what is the, like...
What's the purpose?
What did they get out of it? To, like, hide... Yo, if the Earth is flat... Who cares, nigga? I still gotta go to work tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I just feel like if there was a flat Earth, Donald Trump would have told us already. Real shit. He would have let it slip. He would have just tweeted it. The Earth is flat. There's an ice wall. We need something similar for Mexico. They're bad news. Bad news. That would have been it. We would have known. So if that was true, Donald Trump would have told us already because he's very honest. That's one thing you can say about him. Almost to a fault.
That's good. I was going to say, Trump cannot hold a secret. Like, he would have told everyone, yo, the Earth is fucking flat. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's not even honest because if you're honest, I guess that's a good virtue. He just can't keep secrets. That's what it is. Because it's not honesty. It's just bad at keeping secrets.
Maybe there are aliens on the other side of the ice wall. And the reason why he wants to build a wall is to not only keep, the bad hombres from coming in, but the fucking aliens, bro, from the ice wall, not to come over to the States. You know what I'm saying?
So not only the illegal aliens, but the space aliens. All kinds of aliens just getting kept out. All of them. All aliens.
All aliens.
Y'all just not welcome.
That's crazy, man. You know what? If all of these sciences, like, were in on this, it would blow my fucking mind. I just don't think that's possible, but...
And then that would make me think, what else is being hidden? And then that's when people get into these endless loops of conspiracy theories and everything. But my only thing is, and I really wanted to address this on the podcast, I forgot about it until now, is that some people, like B.O.B., they believe that Nikola Tesla basically said that the Earth is flat. But when you look on the internet and you look at that quote that says it, that the Earth is just a realm, really, and it's not a sphere. When you look for that quote, you look for the source, it only takes you to these shady websites. And there's really just a bunch of ads on the website, or it looks like it was made in 1998. There's really no source for that quote. Somebody made it, put it on the internet, and then now people are converting to being flat earthers just because they think Nikola Tesla said that, when there's really no proof of this man, rest his soul, saying that.
You know, shout out to B.O.B. and what's the girl's name? Tequila. What's her name, bro?
The girl he broke up with, or the girl that broke up with him?
No, it's because of B.O.B. and this other fucking celebrity. I can't think of her name, but it ends with Tequila. Whatever. Those
Tequila?
Yeah. So she's the one that made this all popular again. Like this whole notion that the Earth was flat it was dead for a long time. And then she did a tweet, and then B.O.B. went on there too and hopped on the bandwagon. So those two made this shit popular again and trending. So shout out to B.O.B. man and to Tequila for just having this fucking scam back in the fucking blogs and shit. So
yeah, shout out to y'all scamming the Earth. That's what I'm talking about. You're not just scamming just one person. Y'all scamming everybody. Everybody dumb enough to believe. And thank you, because if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't really know who I should be worried about as friends. So now I know. Shout out to y'all.
All right, so yeah, I'm over this now. So I just know the Earth is flat, and tomorrow I wake up, it's proven to be flat. I gotta still go to work, gotta pay my bills, gotta come back home and shit, and you know what I mean, do the same regular shit. So to me, it don't matter. Fuck it, you know what I mean. So the Earth is not flat, okay? It's not flat. So facts, Bible.
And if you choose to believe that, then you're probably getting scammed by a Nigerian somewhere. That's what I'm gonna believe.
Damn, that's probably true though. All right, so I think we have hit all of our topics for today's episode 2, season 1, Ignorant Banter.
You're tuned in. You loving this shit. You're binge listening to us. You can't stop. It's good.
This is real shit. Just, do you know of anyone who took an L recently?
Anyone who took an L recently? I want to say the NCAA. Because if you haven't heard of that story, there's this young player from UCF who has a social media following, and now they're making him choose between playing and between having a social media presence and making money off of his platform. I think that's really dumb. That's really stupid. This is a young man who, his family is from Costa Rica, so he's Afro-Latino. And basically, he's providing for his family through his social media. And for you to get in the middle of that, I think that's very I think that's just very dumb. That's all I'm gonna say. And basically, I know it's not targeting him, but that rule makes no sense. Where you can't use your own image and likeness of your image to promote your own damn business. What the fuck you want him to do? Put on a Barney suit and go on social media and try to get a following? It's his face, and he should be allowed to use it.
Yeah, I have to agree, man. Like I said in the NCAA, whether it be basketball or football, you're not getting paid at all, and the schools are making a ton of money on you. So I think this guy should be able to make his videos, you know what I mean, on YouTube, and he loves it. That's his passion. He should be able to make videos, man, and he's not getting paid any more than any regular YouTuber. So I don't see why that shouldn't be an issue. So I hope he doesn't get, stopped playing the game for that reason. You know what I mean? Because he's very talented.
Yeah, he has to make a choice, right? He had to decide whether he wants to keep playing or stick with YouTube. What would you do if that was you?
That's a big question because it all depends on, you know, how much do I love playing football and how much do I love, you know, making these videos. So, honestly, if my passion was making videos, I would probably just stop playing football. You know what I mean? Because at any point in time, I can get hurt on the field. And guess what? Once that happens, yourself is going to be like, oh, well, it's not going to do for you. You know, you peace, bye, see you. So I think, you know what I mean, if it's in his heart to make videos and make people laugh and, you know, all that kind of stuff, I think he should pursue it. You know what I mean? So,
but when you look at his Instagram, you look at his YouTube, it's nothing but football-related jokes. Everything is related to how cornerbacks be, how quarterbacks be, how linebackers be. Everything is related to football. And not only is he making videos to talk about, not only is he making videos to make money, but he's really documenting his passion. I think football might be his first passion. And honestly, if I had to choose, I would go with football. If, God forbid, anything ever happened, you could always fall back on your YouTube and Instagram page, whether it be a year or two from now. But that would be my choice. But you said you go with YouTube, and it's a tough choice. I think they're both pretty good choices to make.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm sure there are ways around it. So if he wanted to, he could set up a nonprofit, right, where all the proceeds would go to the YouTube views or whatever, and then he can find a way to game the system, right? And like,
scamming the NCAA, I like this.
Because you know, all the rich guys do it, right? They all have nonprofits, and guess what? They're getting paid that money some way, somehow, through a loophole in the system. So
for sure, nonprofits are the biggest scam. We forgot to mention that
biggest scam
session, but that's what they are.
Nonprofits will be on the scamming section for episode 3 because that's a fact. So if he can find a way to set up a nonprofit and use that, you know, to be able to, you know, do what he loves, man. You know, so I think it's really messed up of the NCAA to use our athletes how they want to, but then, you know, they can't do anything at all. So it's crazy.
Yeah, there's always a way around. The nonprofit idea is really good because if he's the CEO of the nonprofit, he's paying himself, right? And then some of the money goes to a cause. Not saying that he has to keep all the money to himself. Some of the money goes to a real cause, and he continues making videos and everything as well. But he just has to find a good lawyer, has to have enough money to go around all that shit. And then why should he have to do all that when it's his face? That's what pisses me off the most. It's your face. It's your video. It's your YouTube channel. I should be if I could make money off my face, you better believe I'll be doing that shit. If I could be making money off of my talent as a videographer, off of my skills, my humor, anything I could do, I would do that shit. That's an insult.
That is definitely an insult, man. So we'll definitely keep on that story and see how it pans out, and hopefully, you know, they're able to resolve it and figure a way to move forward. So best of luck to him. So yeah, anything else you want to add to that section?
No, I think we covered that pretty well.
All right, bet. So I think we've hit all of our, you know, items for today. So if there's anything that you guys want to talk more about next episodes, anything that you want to, you know, comment on, just let us know. Anything you want, any different topic that we didn't even talk about that you want to hear for future episodes, you know, hit us up at ignorantbanter@gmail.com. So
yeah, send us topic ideas. If you have any topics you want to discuss, don't let it just be us talking in your ear all the time. Let us know what you want to hear. If you want to get our ignorant ass opinion on some shit, send it to us, and we'll make sure we talk about it.
We will, and if you don't, we'll just talk about ignorant shit some more. So
exactly,
you might as well. You might as well. All right.
Any quotes?
Quotes. Yes, since last episode 1, you know, I did a proper quote. So I think this time around, I'm gonna go a little ignorant with it this time, as it should be, right? So my quote for episode 2 is, "Are you gonna be a man or are you gonna be a bitch?" All right.
Ooh.
So, and pretty much the context is when life hits you in your face, when shit goes wrong, are you gonna man up and face it and figure out how to rise above it? Or are you gonna be a little bitch and just be like, "Oh shit, like, fuck, I can't get past this, my life is fucked," or, like, some shit's always gonna happen to you. Like, you just have to man up and figure out a way to rise above it, because there's always a way if you have the will. So yeah, man, it's a ignorant quote, but say that to yourself next time you are in a bad place, or that, you're just feeling shady, you throwing a pity party for yourself. Just say to yourself, man, am I gonna be a man or am I gonna be a bitch? And it's that simple. So yeah, what about you?
Pretty inspirational. I like that. I have, so since I had an ignorant one the last time, I decided to do a non-ignorant one this time. And it says, the battle is won before it is fought. Basically, preparation is everything. Anything that you're trying to do the prep work. And I'm just saying this shit to myself because just trying to stop procrastinating. Basically, yeah, if you have something to do, start it early. Don't wait till the last minute. The battle is won before it is fought. And that's my quote.
I like that. You have to be prepared in order to succeed. And so I think from now on, Caesar, we should switch off. So episode 3, I will come with a nice, non-ignorant quote, and I'll give you the ignorant quote next time.
I'm going to do the ignorant shit. Don't worry about it. I got it.
So I think I like that. I think we'll just switch off. I like that. So I'm gonna think of a good one for next time. So yeah, people, guys, the universe out there, if you have any reviews, comments, let us know. You can find us on Instagram at Ignorant Banter, Twitter at Ignorant_Banter, Facebook, Ignorant Banter, website, same thing, ignorantbanter.com. So let us know, topics, comments, reviews, like us, what you like, what you don't like. We just want to hear from you. We just want to hear that you're out there and that you want to let us know, get some feedback. So, yeah.
All right, perfect. So this is the end of our second episode. Like I said, you're now tuned in. You're about to rush to listen to the third one. It's about to be just as good, even better, because we get better every time. And it's your boy Black Caesar, a.k.a. Caesar Alamo, a.k.a. Lucky Luciano. You already know what it is.
This is Crazy P, a.k.a. Haitian Rice and Beans, a.k.a. Legume, a.k.a. Malta Boy, a.k.a. Sports Shake, a.k.a. Carnation Milk, a.k.a. Zoboy. A.k.a. Zoboy, a.k.a. Fuck Mofongo, all right? A.k.a. it's all about the Haitian rice and beans, a.k.a. it's not platanos, it's banan free, you know what I'm saying? So we out here, man. Like I said, this is our platform that we want to bring to you and just be ourselves and just tell you how we feel about shit and just whatever you have for us, good, bad, whatever funny, let us know and we'd love to hear it. So
send us that shit.
Give me that shit.
I bet.
All right, we out.
We out.